Good morning, good morning, good morning, in San Francisco.
Good morning.
There's only a few of you in the room. I'm assuming the rest of you are kibitzing around bacon and bagels. So we're going to do a little song for you to get you to travel up the stairs where the magic is actually happening. I know eggs, right? And we didn't have to pay $1.50 each for them. All right, so a little traveling music for you. Bruno. Not clicking. Just wanna be happy, but if I keep on doing the things that keep on bringing me pain, there's no one else I can blame if I'm not happy. Wasted time, but now I can see the biggest enemy, it was me, so I'm not happy. Cry yourself to sleep, shout and wring your hands. It won't change a thing until you understand. If you're tired of being the same, if you're tired of things not changing, it's time for you to get out the way. Don't get stuck in how you feel. In time, all wounds will heal. Affirm the truth and step out on faith. If you wanna be happy, don't you wanna be happy? I just wanna be happy. But if I keep on giving my heart for people to tear apart, the healing will never start. So I can be happy. Will I ever be happy? Cry yourself to sleep, shout and wring your hands. It won't change a thing till you understand. If you're tired of being the same, if you're tired of things not changing, it's time for you to get out the way. Don't get stuck in how you feel. In time, all wounds will heal. Affirm the truth and step out on faith. It's so easy to complain, addicted to the pain. You give your heart, they push it away. I know just how you feel. In time, all wounds will heal. The love you need is yours to reclaim. Do you wanna be happy? I just wanna be happy. Let me hear you say yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you sing, say yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, hey. Let me hear you say yeah, yeah, yeah. You sing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're tired of being the same, if you're tired of things not changing, it's time for you to get out the way. Don't get stuck in how you feel. In time, all wounds will heal. Affirm the truth and step out on faith. It's so easy to complain, addicted to the pain. You give your heart, they push it away. I know just how you feel. In time, all wounds will heal. The love you need is yours to repay. Do you wanna be happy? I just wanna be happy. Do you wanna be happy? I just wanna be happy. And so it is. Don't you wanna be happy?
Yes.
It sounds like such a simple thing, right? To just be happy. All right. Thank you to music team. Let's give them a round of applause as they exit stage right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to San Francisco. My name is Ms. Malone. I am your minister of music, and it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you to service today. We've got some folks coming in. Thank you. Hi. Hello, online family. I see you over there. Always a beautiful thing to see everyone. So today is Mother's Day, and we're going to honor Mother's Day in a very interesting and very special way. Mothers, that's an interesting, somewhat loaded term. Not everyone's mother was motherly. Not everyone's mother is present in time and space. And not everyone's mother was actually their mother. Some of our mothers were our grandmothers, our aunts, relatives, friends, sisters, right? So we honor all nurturing caregivers of humans, animals, and whatever else. If you call yourself a mother or you have mothered someone, we honor you today. And one of the best songs coming out of Broadway in the last 10 years, it really talks about the fortitude of being a mother through it all, is this next song that Calli Carvajal is going to sing for us. So let's welcome Calli as she comes to the stage as we honor our mothers.
It was a February day when your dad came by before going away. U-Haul truck in the driveway. The day it was suddenly real. I told you not to come outside, but you saw that truck and you smiled so wide. A real life truck in your driveway. We let you sit behind the wheel. Goodbye, goodbye. Now it's just me and my little guy. And the house felt so big, and I felt so small. The house felt so big, and I felt so small. That night I tucked you into bed. I will never forget how you sat up and said, "Is there another truck coming to our driveway? A truck that will take Mommy away." And the house felt so big, and I felt so small. The house felt so big, and I knew there would be moments that I'd miss, and I knew there would be space I couldn't fill, and I knew I'd come up short a million different ways. And I did, and I do, and I will. But like that February day, I will take your hand, squeeze it tightly and say, "There's not another truck coming to that driveway." Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here. Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here, no matter what. I'll be here when it all feels so big, till it all feels so small. When it all feels so big,
Calli Carvajal. Happy Mother's Day to all of our mothers, nurturing caregivers.
Good morning, Unity San Francisco. My name is Tyler. I'm one of your prayer chaplains here at Unity San Francisco, and this is Melissa Karam.
Good morning.
Good morning. Unity San Francisco has had a publication of the Daily Word for over 100 years. It's a devotional magazine. It's an inspirational magazine. And we want to start this morning's Mother's Day service with a reading from the Daily Word.
Yes, this is from 1927, almost 100 years ago. I am now free from every adverse belief which would bind me to limited conditions. I refuse to be tempted to lose the high vision of my supreme mastery. I stand stabilized in the truth of my victory over all circumstances. God, in the midst of me, shows me the way out of every difficulty. The way of God is my way of victory. God's methods are my methods. Standing on the high pinnacle of truth, I view all things in their proper relationship. There is nothing too gigantic for God to overcome. Nothing that I need to do is too difficult for me to perform. The truth of God is now made clear to me and reveals just what I should do in every situation. The truth is mighty to release me from every enslaving thought. The truth of God gives me power over all things of my world. Truth points the way for me, and I walk in the freedom of spirit. We have an affirmation that I'll say first, and then we can all say together. I have the power to rise above every adverse situation. Together.
I have the power to rise above every adverse situation. So it is. Let's take this moment to anchor ourselves in a moment of prayer. Let this chair support you. Let this room support you. Let the knowledge of one power and one presence that we study here at Unity San Francisco, that there is only one power, one presence in the universe and in my life. It is God the good. And we regularly turn our attention back to the divine, back to truths such as this, to remind ourselves, to bring our minds and our thoughts and our beliefs back into alignment with the divine Buddha Christ mind. Ideas of inclusivity and love, ideas of dignity and respect for every person. We remind ourselves of these eternal truths. These truths are no respecter of persons. They are the same for everyone. And I celebrate a teaching that points me, the student, back to studying what is love. And when I study what is love, as I see a new definition of love, the old ideas that kept me small fade away. The new ideas of seeing love in a greater and broader definition burst upon my consciousness like the sunrise in the morning, and I am made new. So I remind myself that this journey of spiritual awakening and realizing the divinity that was already within us, it is not a new journey. It has been the same for generations. We simply study the oneness that is the truth of all human life. And I am changed by that study. And then I choose to speak my truth with love, not with divisiveness. I come from that Buddha Christ consciousness. The more that I study what is love, it affects my thoughts, it affects my beliefs, and then it affects my actions. And so we celebrate this teaching. We celebrate this time of coming together in this sacred space to share and exchange ideas of a greater application of love. We celebrate this Sunday morning together, and so it is.
will stay true, even when the lies come. My heart remains true, even when my thoughts don't line up. I will stand tall on each promise I made. Let the rest fade away. There's a peace far beyond all understanding. May it ever set my heart at ease. Dare anxiety come, I remember peace is a promise I keep. Peace is a promise I keep. I will stay true, even in the chaos. My heart remains true, even when my mind wreaks havoc. I will be still, for I've known all along to listen to my heart's song. There's a peace far beyond all understanding. May it ever set my heart at ease. What anxiety fails to remember, peace is a promise I keep. Peace is a promise I keep. Peace is love to a restless soul. Peace when my thoughts wage war. Peace to my anxious heart. That's what love is. That's what love is. Love is peace when my fear grows bold. Peace when I'm feeling close. Peace when I lose control. That's what love is. That's what love is. I found peace far beyond all understanding. Let it flow when my mind's under siege. All anxiety bows in the presence of love, the bringer of peace. And peace is a promise I keep. And so it is.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Now.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
I'm Tom Lenoble, and I'm one of your board members.
And I'm Ryan Harvey. I'm the Director of Media and IT here at Unity SF.
And we wish you a happy Mother's Day. You know, there's one thing that we all have in common, whatever the relationship was, we have a mother. I know I had a wonderful mother. I was very blessed. She was very loving, and I talked to her every night.
And I am blessed to be with my mom and work with my mom all the time, the lovely Misa Malone. So thank you so much for being my mom and raising me to be the man I am today. Happy Mother's Day.
So happy Mother's Day. You know, we have a new pope.
Yes, from Chicago.
From Chicago, from America, the first American pope. Pope Leo the... Thank you. Yes. I've been listening to him on TV, and I'm very moved by where he's coming from and what he has to say. I'm glad he's going to continue on in some of the same pattern we've seen before.
And kind of live into some of the same principles that we find,
I think so.
Being inclusive.
Yes.
Those around us and for who you are and however you express. And here at Unity SF, we do believe that we accept you however you come. We love you for who you are, and we are so thankful that you decided to join us. We are unapologetically inclusive. That means you can come through that door and be who you are, and we love you for it.
And we have an affirmation. I'm going to say it once and then we'll say it together. I commit to awakening myself and the world to infinite possibilities. Can we know that together?
I commit to awakening myself and the world to infinite possibilities.
Great. Thank you. You have gotten your bulletin. Everyone have a bulletin. If you don't, please raise your hand, and our wonderful ushers will bring you one. You'll notice in the bulletin we have a spiritual connection card. Please fill it out. It lets us know who you are, how you got here, and if you've been here a million times, still fill it out. It helps us keep our database clean. We're going to refer back to it later.
However, if you're a first-time guest, while you have that connection card out, if you could just tick and let us know. We also have gifts for you, so you can come see me, the board person of the day, Dean, or any of the staff, and we can get you a gift. And if you're online, you too can get a gift. So just mark that off on the connection card. We'll be more than happy to get that for you.
Hello online. We love you out there. We have meditations here during the week. This morning, I participated in Reverend Eleesabeth's sound meditation. Reverend Eleesabeth, I told her afterwards I weren't really deep today. If you've not experienced it, I really recommend it. There's music, there's bells, there's all sorts of things that whirl around your head that really make you go deeper and anchor yourself. It's really quite special. And we have a midday meditation every week at 12 o'clock Monday through Friday with either Reverend Ken or a prayer chaplain. Just a 15-minute break in your day to do a reset. We also have a curated whole library of meditations at unitysf.org that you can go 10, 15, 30 minutes, whatever you like. And I think you'll find something you really enjoy there to reset yourself and reset your day.
Now, if you're online, I invite you to join us in the spiritual salon so that, and the people in the space, rise as you're willing and able as we sing our community song, I Claim a Blessing.
Welcome the music team.
So rise as you're willing and able to lift your voice in joyful noise, yes? And if you want to sing from your seat, that's okay too, though it's harder for me to hear you when you're in your seat. But this morning we're going to claim the blessing that we woke up today. Here we go. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. This is how I start the day, knowing good is on the way. I am claiming perfect health, love and laughter, friends and wealth. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. With conviction undeterred and power of the spoken word, take my life and redefine. Break the shackles of my mind. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. Yeah. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Lift my thoughts to higher ground, knowing miracles are all around. Life is filled with opportunity. I know good is coming to me. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing. Sing with conviction. I claim it. I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing.
We have reached our time of interactive meet and greet. Please love on each other. Please say hello to our family online. Happy Sunday.
How are you? Where are we? Hi, everyone. Hello, Lucinda. Hello, LD. Hi, Ken. Good to see you, Reverend Ken. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Daniel. Hi, Steve. Lucinda, I hope you're feeling really good. Good to see you. Yeah, great. Ken, it's great to have you join us. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Lawrence, Steve, Nancy, Lucinda, Rev Ken, woo, Ellen, Barbara, Dan. Good to see you all.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Take care.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Lori. Nice to see you. And we're talking about you. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Nancy.
I volunteered to come say hello instead of getting dragged up. Oh, it's Ken. Hi, Ken. How's everybody doing, wherever you are? Excellent.
Guess we claim wrestling, claim a blessing, claim a blessing. We claim a blessing. Hi, everybody. Whoa, whoa, here we go. Oh, oh, here we go.
Thank you, everybody. Now we're going to turn our attention back to the stage. Thank you so much. We're going to send this on back. We love all of you. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Good morning. Yes, I love all the love in this room. There will be more time to share love after service in hospitality and in the spiritual salon with our online family for the spiritual discussion. But we got to get to the meat and potatoes of the day. Before we go there, though, we are going to bless our children. I don't think the children are going to join us today, but we are going to take a moment to bless the children of the world, the children that in your lives, the children that we used to be. Mother's Day is a rough and tough holiday for a lot of people. And, you know, I'm one of those people. So we take a moment and just think about that little boy, little girl, little other, whoever we were when we were a child, that needed a hug, that needed a love, that needed an affirmation. I want you to hug that child. Think about that child. And I want you to know this affirmation. And when I say know, I need you to know, like your cells know how to keep moving, like the blood in your body knows to keep pumping. It is unthinking. It is just what is. So can we know that you are God's perfect expression of divine life? And we see you, we love you, we honor you exactly the way you are. Can you know this with me? You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. Yes, with conviction. Say it to yourself sometimes. It'll pick you up. So this week, while yesterday is Mother's Day, we're in the middle of a series. For those of us who were here last week, remember let them, right? Let them do them. So this week we're going to talk about let me and what that means. And Dr. J.D. Schramm is here to speak to continue that series. But we have a little song that we're going to invite Calli Carvajal back up to bless us with, to kind of set the tone for how we're going to proceed with today's service. All right? Calli Carvajal.
Put your makeup on, get your nails done, curl your hair, run an extra mile, keep it slim so they like you. Do they like you? Get your sexy on, don't be shy, girl, take it off. This is what you want to belong, so they like you. Do you like you? You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to give it all away. You just have to get up, get up, get up, get up. You don't have to change a single thing. You don't have to try. 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 Get your shopping on at the mall, crack your credit cards. You don't have to choose, buy it all, so they like you. Do they like you? Wait a second, why should you care what they think of you? When you're all done by yourself, do you like you? Do you like you? You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to give it all away. You just have to get up, get up, get up, get up. You don't have to change a single thing. You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to bend until you break. You just have to get up, get up, get up, get up. You don't have to change a single thing. You don't have to try. 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 No. You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to give it all away. You just have to get up, get up, get up, get up. You don't have to change a single thing. You don't have to try. 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 You don't have to try.
Calli Carvajal.
Calli and Misa, thank you so much for a remarkable platform on which to have this conversation. And Melissa, thank you for the Daily Word from 1927. I'm not going to ask who was here in 1927, but we know that Unity was here in 1927. It's just a wonderful way to get ready for part 2 of our conversation about Let Them. And so, as has been already mentioned a couple of times, Reverend Ken is not here, and I get to do this alone. Can we cut off the live stream so he doesn't even know what I tell you? Just flick it off. We'll be back in a half hour. No. Ken and I were on the phone early this morning, and he sends his greetings, and he also is at Unity Village getting ready for meetings. And when we designed this series, we always knew that I would get to do the piece on loving difficult people. And it just made sense that I would be the one who'd do it and he would be gone. And for those who are here for the first time, Ken and I are married. And it's delightful to get to, at times, share the platform and once in a while seize the platform from him. But he is present. We're going to start with, as we often do with Unity Talks, we're going to start with quotes from spiritual leaders. And we'll go to Reverend Ken Daigle. Every moment you spend worrying about what others are doing is a moment you're not living your own life. I could sit down now. Like literally, that is the message. And the song about you don't have to try so hard. You don't have to try so hard. And yet, how much energy have we lost already today worrying about what other people think about us or thinking about other people? When I was going over my talk with Rev Ken this morning, he said, make sure you start with a story. It's really good to start with a story. And so I was like, well, what has happened in the last week? I just had to travel in from Marin and stop at Starbucks and be completely annoyed at how slow the barista was. Like, I've got a talk to do. Can't you move it up back there, you know? And not one Starbucks, but I actually went to 2 different Starbucks and had the same experience twice. And at the second one, I was like, this is it. Let them. Just relax. Let them. If it means that I park in the white zone when I get to church for a few minutes, let them and let everybody else get what they need. And so whether it is in small ways in interacting with wait staff or in large ways interacting with the person who brought you into the planet or anything in between, my goal is to give you strategies today that can help you not waste that energy, not lose that energy. And all of this series is based on, I'd say loosely based. Today, I'm actually really using a lot out of the Let Them book from chapter 6, which is called Loving Difficult People. And even just scanning the chapter titles, I think you'll get a really good sense of what Mel Robbins has brought forward. But we were also complementing that and going further back. The Let Them movement is older than Mel Robbins, as we shared last week with the poet Cassie Phillips. And it is bigger and older because it goes generationally. There's nothing new in what we're sharing, but there's a new insight and a new package with which we're going to look at it. Maya Angelou, who, as many of you know, was a member of Unity San Francisco for several years and credits this particular community as being pivotal in her spiritual walk. She says, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I think of how many relationships I have had that lesson again and again and again. And I have wasted energy again and again and again. Because I do not have the power, as we'll see today, to change anyone else. But I do have the power to change myself. And how am I going to interact and react with the people who are blessings in my life and the people who are challenges in my life? We are not responsible for anybody else's feelings. We cannot change how other people feel or think, but we can have compassion. And we can have control of what we do, as my friend Carol Robbins says, on our side of the net, what it is that we do. We have to just let them at times. Mark Twain also had insights on this. I loved his thought. The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. And as I've gotten older and older in my life, I'm getting deeper and deeper in touch with why it is that I'm here and what are the gifts that I can bring forward. And I hope that today, I believe that today will be a gift that I can bring forward to all of you. One more imagery that I want to use as I set the context for this conversation. I love the image of a spider web, the artistry and the delicacy of a spider web. Now, sometimes in my cleanliness, they show up as cobwebs, and it's like something I've got to get rid of. But every once in a while, I just have the experience of seeing one and being present to the delicacy and the artistry of a spider web, and especially when one is early in the morning and has those little dewdrops on it, and it's just shimmering a little bit there. Misa saw this morning, and she goes, the spider web looks like a string of pearls, and it really has that imagery. And yet, if you were to go up and just touch it, just barely, and shake it, you could shake the water off, you could actually destroy the web that the spider has built because they are so fragile and they are so delicate. And I believe that is really a metaphor for the most important relationships in our life. And so you can listen to this through a significant other, you can listen to this through your parents or your children or your community, but the relationships that are most important to us have that artistry and have that fragility. And we want to be thoughtful about how we exercise let them and let me, that we don't just destroy what's there, but we recognize the interconnectedness of that web. So the tool that I want to bring forward out of, I want to remind you about what we talked about last week and then give you a new tool for this week. Last week we talked about that let them has two parts to it. When somebody hurts us, when somebody offends us, when we've gotten our feelings ruffled, we want to think about first, let them have their thoughts, let them have their beliefs, have their feelings. But we can't just stop there. We also then have to acknowledge, well, then if that's how he feels, let me. And what is my response? I was talking with somebody earlier before church today, and if you walked out last Sunday only thinking of the let them, you may struggle with feeling kind of lonely and isolated because the let me allows you to then have action and have relationship with people. And it's not that you're saying they're right. It's not that you're rolling over and saying, okay, whatever you want, just go ahead, I'll be the victim over here. No, you're actually saying, let them have their thoughts and let me take my actions, have my thoughts, have my reflections. Now, when we look at particularly important relationships, I think it is useful to recognize that we have a frame of reference from our own lived experience that is how our thoughts and feelings come to us. And so does the other person that we're interacting with have their frame of reference and their thoughts and feelings. And even if you grew up in the same family as siblings, even if you grew up in the same culture and the same religion and the same language, you may have very different frames of reference. And you know what? They can be right and you can be right. In certain issues, we each need to look at what is my frame of reference that I'm coming into this and what is the frame of reference for the other person and what they are bringing into this conversation. It's being able to see the world through the lens of another. Doesn't mean you agree, just that you see. It doesn't mean you agree, just that you see. the morning after Hillary Clinton lost the presidential election in 2016, I was floored and untethered and confused, and I didn't understand what had just happened the night before. And I reached out and called a friend of mine, Ben, in Milwaukee, who has a very different political view than I do, but still is somebody I consider a close friend. I said, I don't want to argue politics. I just want to understand, how is this landing for you? How is this landing for your family? Because I'm confused. And we literally, without knowing the let them theory, we literally had a conversation about frames of reference. And I didn't agree, still didn't agree, but I had a different frame of reference, and I could have some peace in understanding the other side. But the only way I can get to know somebody's frame of reference is to have that conversation. I go, well, she's this way because of this and this and this, and that's why or he does this because he grew. No, you've actually got to have the conversation. You got to engage, as we were talking this morning, in communication to get a sense of that. So when dealing with difficult people, it's even more crucial that you do both parts. Let them have their reaction, make their judgment, experience their feelings, flame out at you, give you the silent treatment, and let me can go in a couple of different ways. And both give me agency. One way in which I can say let me is, let me step back. Let me give them space. As Rev Ken noted last week, I don't have to come to every argument I'm invited to. So a legitimate let me response could be, okay, I'm going to step back a little bit. Or a legitimate let me response is I may lean in. I may say, well, tell me more about that. That's not how I see it. But help me understand. Well, but tell me a story that I can better understand why this affects you that way, because it's not how I'm seeing it, and I want to understand. So a legitimate let me response can either be stepping back or leaning in, as long as I'm doing it intentionally, as long as I'm doing it thoughtfully, and I'm not doing it as a manipulation to win the argument. I'm going to, if I see it this way, then I'm going to, and I'm not giving somebody the silent treatment. Well, why did he stop talking to me? Why did she stop? I want to be thoughtful about either of those two attentions. The feelings that you experience are a chemical change in our bodies. So when we are having strong feelings, there literally is a chemical that fires, that makes, that has us have the experience of being angry or being hurt or being upset. And we cannot manage that chemical firing in our system, but we can manage how we choose to respond to it. I see this nowhere more clearly than interacting with our 6-year-old son, Joshua. He is so transparent with his feelings. Like when he is joyous, his whole body will shake. He is just like buying him a new game for his iPad. I just can't wait until it loads because he is so joyful and so excited. And when he is laughing, his whole body laughs. And oh my gosh, when he is not happy, you do not have to guess what's going on because he will fully and completely be with his anger just as he is with his joy. And as a parent, that is really hard to experience. I shared with a group of parents the other night. He marches to the beat of his own drummer. And it's not music that I get to hear. And so I'm trying to use all my communication tactics or use my logical mind. Or worse yet, I will accelerate the situation by screaming or yelling or making it worse or putting him in timeout where it really is a punishment because I'm the dad and I know better. And that doesn't dial down his feelings at all. What does work with all of us, not just 6-year-olds, is to acknowledge those feelings are completely valid. If you are upset because you didn't get something you wanted, if you're upset that Amazon hasn't yet delivered that plushie that we ordered, yeah, be with the upset. And now let's figure out what we're going to do with those feelings. And what the mistake we can make at times with adults and children is to say, oh, don't feel bad about that. Oh, don't worry about that. Things are going to get better. It's all going to be okay. It's like, no, let people have those feelings and then figure out how to process them. And the challenge we have is, for the most part as adults, we were not taught how to process those feelings. And so a lot of times, as Mel says in her books, we're interacting with adults that are really 8-year-olds walking around in a 38 or 48 or 58-year-old body because we haven't learned how to process those feelings. And so we slam doors, or we give the silent treatment, or we use bad language, or fill in the blank with whatever your dysfunctional response to your feelings might be. And the best response is to stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. What is your goal? What is your intention? What are you committed to? And not try to manage the feelings or own the feelings or correct the feelings or the thoughts of other people that you interact with. Rev Ken and his co-writing partner, ChatGPT, as they did the blog for this week, they said, stay in your own lane, not as punishment or withdrawal, but as a spiritual act of clarity and power. Not as punishment or withdrawal, but as a spiritual act of clarity and power. So I want to talk about a time that I did not have the let them theory and wished I would have. And it is challenging at times to have an experience with a church that you aren't sure that you feel welcome and loved and accepted in. And many of you who know me know that I'm Roman Catholic, and you think that that's where this conversation is going. And yeah, there's some work I can do there, but my experience was how I handled something that happened in here about 2.5 years ago. On September 11th, 2022, I had put myself forward and volunteered to do the Sunday talk, and Ken had let me, and Misa was amazing. I actually, for those of you who weren't here, I sang a solo. That's not my gift to the world, but she worked with me and we found the right song. It was something that meant a lot to me. And it's vulnerable to stand up here and sing. And so I sang a solo as a part of the 9/11 within my talk. Don't worry, it's not happening today. And at the end of the song, I'm feeling a little like uneasy, but I move forward with the content that I have to deliver. And my content was admittedly provocative. I wanted people to think how we defined and spoke about people who are our enemies politically, globally, nationally. And there was a member of the church who's not with us anymore as a member of the congregation, but who reacted very strongly to what I was saying and stood up and started to come towards me on the platform. And this was not somebody I knew at that point, and I was concerned. Like, I was already like fragile. I was the spider web up here, and then there's someone coming towards me that I don't know, and I'm like, what's going to happen here? And Ken stepped in and managed and took the person outside and had a conversation for a while, and then came back in with the person, and they stayed through service. And I was up here, and I was bristling. I communicate for a living, but yeah, you want to make me uneasy. That made me uneasy and made it through the rest of the talk. But what happened afterwards was even harder. What happened afterwards was I felt raw. I felt exposed. I felt I was struggling about what had happened. And only one person out of the community reached out to me to see how I was doing. It wasn't Reverend Ken. It was Marty. He's not here today. I know he's on retreat. But he called me that afternoon to check in and see how I was doing. But no one else checked in with me. And I think, and it was, as that happened and as I was feeling really hurt, I didn't articulate my needs. I was an 8-year-old in a 58-year-old's body, and so I stepped back. I went into the silent treatment, and I became the difficult person because I wanted all of you to notice. I wanted you to take care of me. My feelings were hurt. So much so that I stopped going to church for 6 months. And nobody noticed. That's not true. People noticed, but not for a while. Because you pick up the kids, you show up, you're here for hospitality, like you're visible, but I literally couldn't be in church services until Jackie Hawkins came for Martin Luther King weekend, and she stayed with us, and in the kitchen, we started having a conversation. That conversation at our kitchen table was the first time, and he knows I'm sharing this, was the first time Ken and I talked about what had happened in September, and we're now in January. And we're two adults who know how to communicate. We do this for a living, and we both had gone into our own levels of uncertainty and what do I say? I'm walking on eggshells. I don't know what I can say. I don't know what I can do. I felt both lonely and alone. I withdrew, and the less people noticed and interacted, the more I withdrew, rather than leaning in and saying, this is what I need right now. And it took me being able to get to a point 6 months later to be able to step back in and do my part and do my action. I believe if I would have had and understood the concepts of let them, let me, might have been a week or two, it wouldn't have been a half a year. And two things happened as a result of that. One, I think about all the people I missed out on in those 6 months that I didn't get to interact with because I was in a little bit of a pouty mood about what had happened. There was a silver lining in that other people who I know have had to take breaks from this community on occasion. I had a compassion. I could get that, yeah, we get very connected to each other here, and sometimes that hurts, and sometimes we have to manage it. So it wasn't all bad, and I was able to get to a place that I could step back in, and I could step back in fully living into the community. Not living into a resentment, but stepping in. In fact, on Ken's birthday that year in March, my birthday gift to him was I gave him a retreat with Christian de la Huerta, and I did the Sunday talk for him. So he got to go away and not worry about who was going to, well, maybe he did worry, but anyway, ostensibly not worry. So I was able to do it, but I was so slow. And I could have done it faster. And so I want for you to be able to have speed with how you manage it. Now, I realized in the prep that this work that we've been talking about is very analogous to, we talked about a lot of spiritual traditions last week. The spiritual tradition that is even more important to me than my Catholicism is the work that I do in the rooms of recovery. And so I have seen in working with Let Me and Let Them that this is very parallel to the Serenity Prayer that those of us who are in the rooms of recovery are familiar with. Ken has made one brilliant and tiny edit to the Serenity Prayer. Those of you who've been through Absolute Abundance, you know where we're going here. He added the letter S to the word grant. So instead of begging God grant me, instead of beseeching, it's affirmative prayer. And this is how I say it as I go to 12-step meetings now. God grants me, I affirm, God grants me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Let them. The courage to change the things I can. Let me. And the wisdom to know the difference. Now, what many people don't know is that there is a longer version to this prayer, and I just want to let these words wash over you. Folks online and folks in the room, I can point you to the longer version of the Serenity Prayer. But it goes on from this, the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time. Enjoying one moment at a time. Accepting hardship as the pathway to peace. Taking this world as it is, let them, not as I would have it. Trusting that you'll make all things right if I surrender to your will, so that I can live reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you in the next. Remember the beauty and the frailty of the spider web that was up there earlier. Show up gently and see how others arrive. The benefits of using the let them theory when you are dealing with difficult people is it will allow you to accelerate how you process feelings. It'll allow you to see things from another viewpoint that you hadn't seen before. It's going to restore the energy that we waste worrying about what others think. And it empowers us with agency in our choice of how to step back or how to lean in. The one-line takeaway for today, I think, really comes from Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Nobody takes advantage of us without our cooperation. Let them brings us agency and energy and opens viewpoints. It speeds our healing on both a psychological and a spiritual level." And so, why wait? As the poet Mary Oliver says, what will you do with your one wild and precious life? Are you going to waste the energy worrying about what other people think and feel? Or are you going to let them and let you step into a different way of being? Let's take that into our time of meditation.
Thank you, JD. I invite you to take a moment, close your eyes if you like, settle into your chair. Let's take these ideas to that spiritual playground that exists within each of us, that realm of the divine, the realm of thoughts and feelings and beliefs. We begin by reminding ourselves that it is the field of one love that we are all connected to, the field of one intelligence, one creativity and imagination that then shows up in my own creativity and imagination. So knowing and remembering that when I turn my mind to the divine, my mind is illuminated, expanded, widened to a broader understanding of whatever I am meditating upon. So we bring up the topic of relationships, looking to that imagination and that creativity and that love to see how I work in my relationships in a new and easier way. I look at where I am holding on tightly, and I ask the question, why so tightly do I hold this? Let me loosen my hands. Let me relax my judgments. Using these ideas of let them, I can ask, how can I let go and let them be their decisions? Their choices are up to them. And through my divine love and wisdom, I allow them their choices. So we contemplate the examples of letting our friends and our relatives be with their own choices. But then I also remember new ways that I can let me, new ways, asking the divine creative spirit to show me ways, new ways that I can, without getting uptight, I can still choose to conversate or I can choose not to engage. I find a greater freedom when I relax my hold and I realize that I have the right to listen and to hear their voice, but to still hold my voice, to still hold my beliefs. And I choose to share them when I choose that. or I choose to just listen. This is freedom, a greater power that comes from love and the freedom of not feeling compelled to engage. So I invite you now to contemplate relating with friends and family. Contemplate moments in which you feel that deep peace that knows that you are not in danger by this conversation. I am not in danger by letting them have their opinion. I am able to have a listening ear. I invite you to imagine this freedom of relationships as we spend a few moments in the silence. And I remind myself that the divine imagination and creativity, when I imagine those moments of me being in my peaceful, loving, conversational stance, that I am creating that reality by imagining with spirit in a creative moment of how can I be in my freedom and in my power, not letting go of my point of view, but being able to hear that other person in their point of view. Not needing to respond out of some reaction, but having that moment of remembering to breathe and to relax, to remember that there is one love, both for me and for them, and then choosing if I want to respond. I declare that this ability to imagine a greater love and a greater listening and a greater understanding is possible for me. It is possible for every human being. It is the divinity within us that wants to come together with listening and with compassion. That this coming together is the human desire to express love of the divine here on earth. So I affirm again, we can do it. We set into mind the example that we are giving ourselves, the mental example of being able to hear another person and to let them, and to fully acknowledge our power, whether to respond and how to respond, as the let me. And I affirm our walking into this new freedom and love, and this is part of what the world is seeking today. That loving, listening equality. So I am blessed by this time together of knowing the truth together in prayer, knowing that it ripples out across time and space to bring a greater peace and love to this world in need. And with gratitude we say, and so it is.
I feel the love flowing through me from someplace deeper than where I can see. And I know a change is coming. It's coming closer, just let it in. Is calling you. You hear it? Love is calling you. Love is calling you. Is calling you. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Misa and Calli. And Tyler, thank you for always inspiring us and lifting us up. And JD, thank you for this message today of let them and remembering to let me. We're so grateful you were with us today. Thank you and talking. So, if you get out your spiritual connection card, please. We talked about it earlier, and there's a place you can write a prayer, and we have some things for you to think about this week. So this week, you might stay in my lane. This week, you might let them fill in your own blank. And this week, I might respond rather than react. And finally, this week, let me fill in your own blank. Thank you. The ushers will take your spiritual connection cards when they come around. Ryan's going to join me again. Ryan, we have a spiritual discussion group after this. You want to tell them about it?
Yes. So if you're in the space, we're going to have the downstairs conference room set up so that you can join the people online and we can discuss how we can let them so that we can let us. If there's any thoughts or questions that came up during this talk, Dr. J.D. Schramm will be in the spiritual discussion group to help and kind of guide you and answer any questions you have. So please join us. For those of you online who aren't already in the Zoom room, please join us after for the spiritual discussion.
Yeah, the doc's in the house. We love that you're here and giving your time to be with us. As you can see, many people give their time here at Unity SF. And there's lots of talent here. You can look around at the talent that we have in our community, and we love your treasure. We need the treasures that we receive, and we are so grateful for them that we can continue on with the ministry we have here under Reverend Ken. There are ways that you can give. There's a QR code. It's up on the screen. It's in your bulletin. You can go to unitysf.org, and we welcome your gifts. And now the offertory.
Yeah, to anchor that, we're going to sing an affirmation, and it goes like this.
Stand as you're willing and able. We're going to sing. Sing out, Louise. Here we go. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. Sing it like I mean it. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. One more, one more, one more. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. And so it is.
Thank you. Please be seated. I don't know how it's possible, but next week is Beta Breakers. It seems like we just had a Beta Breakers, but we're having it again. It has been a year. And I want to share with you to be mindful and avoid the traffic. They're going to go right down the street on Fell. You don't want to cross Market, so be aware of that. Make plans so you can be here at service on time, because Dr. Schramm and our Reverend Ken Daigle will be back to finish the series on Let Them.
Yes, and then on Saturday, May 31st, we will have our 4th in our Discovery series. It's going to be an amazing experience where you get to hear 5 brilliant change makers in the world talk and share how they are changing and making a difference. This specific talk is going to be about celebrating the rise of Africa. So please join us on Saturday, May 31st from 3 to 5 p.m.
Thank you. Is it true? Can you be absolutely sure it's true? How do you react? What happens when you think about the thought? And who would you be without it? This is the work of Byron Katie. And our very own Kristen Brownstone is going to have a workshop here on Sunday, June 8th from 1:30 at 1:30. It's in person and online. So please sign up and join us. Kristen Brownstone for the work by Byron Katie.
And we will also have Wanda Whitaker, in collaboration with Unity San Francisco, is going to be having a live podcast here in the space. So please join us on Saturday, June 21st, as we talk about how culture connects us all, and we build and continue to show that we are unapologetically inclusive and that we are a community for everyone.
And we have spiritual discussion groups here. One just happened, the Gay Men's Spirituality Group, led by our own David. I think I know David is here. David, there he is back there. We love you, David. Spiritually Feminine coming up on Tuesday with our own Misa Malone. Mindful Miles happens on the first Monday of the month with Kate Thornton. And the 12 Steps in Unity Principles on Thursdays, the fourth Thursday of the week. So please join us for that.
And if you would like prayer, if anything from the talk or the service today stirred anything up with you, feel free to look for anyone who's wearing a white stole. These are our prayer chaplains. They're here to hold you and guide you on your journey. And
yes, you might even want to anchor something you feel great about. If you have a joy, anchor that with prayer.
And thank you.
Thank you. We want to thank everyone for coming in today. Right now, I want to make sure that we thank our today's speaker, Reverend Dr. I put Reverend on you. Reverend Dr. J.D. Schramm, for teaching us how to let them, right? We want to thank our ushers, our greeters, the people who are doing hospitality downstairs, this amazing music team, our AV team, these volunteer vocalists. You can also be a volunteer vocalist. Yeah. So we have room if you want to join the music team. We also want to acknowledge that today's band has been sponsored by Sean Kelly. Sean, wave your hand. Thank you so much, Sean. You can also sponsor the band as well. This QR code, you can talk to Ryan, you can talk to me or anyone else if this is something that you'd like to do. Music is a ministry. It actually took me coming to Unity San Francisco to be able to understand that music moves people. You will hear a lesson. Someone will speak words and they will take root in your heart and they will bloom. But you don't walk away saying those words. You walk away singing that song. And that's why, if you notice, there's always some connectivity in the music. Whomever is speaking about, there's some song that you can carry home with you that will continue that message throughout the rest of your week. The little earworms that continue to lift you and inspire you. And we have this amazing band that joins us every single week. On our guitar, we have Luke Schwartz. On the drums, we have Brian Fischler. On guitar, we have Mark Baum. And we also have Arthur Koo, our music director, on the keyboards. So we are truly grateful and blessed to have such wonderful musicians and volunteer vocalists and this amazing AV team supporting the music ministry here at Unity San Francisco. So right now I'm going to ask you to stand. This is a little different. I'm going to ask you to stand as we look at our affirmation for the week. Where two or more are gathered. That's from my Kojic background. I'm going to ask you to take the hand of the person next to you. We are accountability partners for each other. We hold each other. We affirm each other. We uplift each other. So if you say this affirmation and you're holding the hand of the person next to you, hopefully that will help them lean into their conviction and stand in their dominion as they say this, right? So I'm going to say it once and I want you to know it with me. I stay centered in my own life, my own purpose, and my own truth. Can you know that? I stay centered in my own life, my own purpose, and my own truth. And why? Because you are light. Right? So we're just gonna sway. Let's just sway. We're gonna sing a little bit of I Am Light. Because you are the light of the world. There's no savior coming, you are that savior. It's your responsibility to change this world into something better. That is the calling we all have on our lives. Sing. I am light, I am light. Yes. I am light, I am light. And I recognize it in you because you are light. You are light, you are light. And together we are the light of the world. We are light. We are light. All light. All light. Sing that again. One more time, that sounds so good. Last time. Yes, and as light and change makers and way showers and way makers in this world, you have the responsibility to do all the good you can, yes? Hit it! 1, 2, 3. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. You cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good you can do. We cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good we can do. 'Cause the world needs all the good we can do. 'Cause the world needs all the good.